let's talk about Disney. And specifically my relationship with the Walt Disney Company. And when I say relationship, I don't mean a professional relationship. I've never officially worked for them, although I did get to play on stage at Disneyland once, and that's a story for another time. But I I grew up watching a lot of Disney films, like many people did. My little sister and I would collect the VHS tapes in the 90s, the 80s and 90s, and I think my sister's favorite for a long time was The Little Mermaid, and although it was not my favorite, I think Aladdin might have been my favorite, or possibly Lion King, for the era. But I did enjoy The Little Mermaid, which was a little bit unusual because at the time, especially being in elementary school and middle school, and even into high school, I really appreciated the songs of Little Mermaid and the message and the performance of the characters and the actors, and it was unusual for like a straight guy that was kind of into sports and you know, that sort of thing to openly admit that, like, yeah, Little Mermaid is kind of a rad movie, and like if you get the hell over yourself and just sit back and enjoy it, you'll realize that like the performances are incredible and the songs are incredible, and so that is why when I found out that Tituss Burgess from the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt series on Netflix had not only been in the Broadway production of The Little Mermaid as Sebastian, but also later, after Kimmy Schmidt had taken off and there had been a couple of Emmy nominations, and Tituss, for a minute there, Tituss Burgess was like really killing it in the entertainment game. And Tituss had found himself on stage with a piano player with his name scrolled across the back of the stage, and he was doing like a one-man show kind of thing. And thankfully, at some point, the decision was made to record the whole thing, and what we get is a YouTube clip from that show of Tituss not singing any of Sebastian's songs like Kiss the Girl, but actually singing a song for a role that he really wanted to play, and the producers denied him. And so he has made it a point, in true Tituss Burgess fashion, to really drive home the fact that they made a major mistake in not allowing him to play this role. So that's about all I want to say on that. I want to dive into this one, and then we're going to pick it apart and talk about it as we go, because, you know, it's a react video, and that's how we do. This is Tituss Burgess doing Poor Unfortunate Souls.
As I told you, I did The Little Mermaid on Broadway. And I played Sebastian. And the whole while I was playing Sebastian, I was like, I'm playing the wrong role.
Yeah. Oh, here it comes.
And I went to the producers when I was getting ready to leave the show to see if they would let me audition for this other role that I should have been playing. And they said no. But here's why they should have. I admit that in the past I've been a nasty. They weren't kidding when they called me, well, a witch.
Okay. Already we have immediate, like the second he sings the first lyric. He's already in character. We have a soft delivery. This song starts out as kind of a gentle, come on, come with me. Listen to what Ursula has to say. And obviously, like it kind of builds. It's going to build over, the course of the entire track. And what really drove, what really stood out to me is the immediacy of rather than being concerned about technical stuff like rhythm and pitch. Don't get me wrong, the pitch is perfect here, but Titus is more concerned about performing the song in character than he is about just performing the song, and that is indicative of his background on stage and theater, because stage performers and theater, like musical theater performers especially, anything that they do, they're doing in character. And so there's this whole other layer. Never mind just being an amazing singer. Theater performers have to take on their whole persona and sing a song the way that their character would sing it, not the way they would sing it. And so we're already, we're seconds into this song and we're already seeing a completely different Titus.
You'll find that nowadays I've mended all my ways, repented, seen the light, and made a switch. True, yes. And I fortunately know a little magic. It's a talent that I always have possessed. Although lately, please don't laugh, I use it on behalf of the miserable, lonely, and depressed, pathetic, poor, unfortunate souls in pain, in need.
So, I don't know if you can tell, but he's been looking to his left for the last couple of lines. And before that, he was looking to the right for a few lines. One of the things that I was actually watching a reaction to the King George song from Hamilton, You'll Be Back. And the person doing the reaction was actually a theater coach and was talking about how important the eye line is for the actor. I think his name was Jonathan Goff, that played King George III in the original Broadway production of Hamilton. And one of the things that Goff would do to really drive home the sort of psychopathic nature of King George is he would zero in on a part of the audience rather than like singing to one side or the other to address the audience as a whole. He's finding somebody to lock on and he's just glaring them down. And it makes, even if he's not looking at you or at your section of the audience, locking that gaze is sort of an indicator of like sort of an uncomfortable intensity. And that uncomfortable intensity is already present in Titus's performance here.
It's been longing to be thinner, when once to get the girl, and do I have them? Yes, indeed. Those poor unfortunate souls.
So put out.
So sad, so true.
It's such a burden to be so benevolent.
Flocking to my cauldron, kind spells. Ursula, please, and do I help them? Yes, boo-boo.
Okay. So here we're seeing actually another indicator of Titus's background in stage performance. Titus is making the character his own and also making the song his own. And do I help them? Yes, boo-boo. That is not a line in the song, but Titus added it to sort of make it his own. And you're going to hear a little bit more of that as we go. But man, that I think that right there is the essence of what makes this such an incredible performance, because Titus, on every level, the delivery, the performance, the changing of the lyrics, the changing of some of the notes and some of the phrasing, just to take ownership of it and make it a sort of a familiar representation of Ursula from The Little Mermaid, but also unique and individualized to Titus himself. can really see Titus playing this character. I mean, if you know, the Disney producers or whoever producing the stage show ever gave Titus the role, which frankly, after this song, and you'll hopefully you'll agree with me at the end, like they should. If they ever do actually give Titus the role, we can get a really, really clear idea of what that performance would look like and how Titus would make it his own. It's no wonder to me at all that this man's won so many awards and been so widely recognized as such an incredible performer, because he's doing all of this on the fly. I mean, obviously it's well rehearsed, but making it his own and being able to deliver a song like this in character is just so key to being able to play on a theater stage.
Now it's happened once or twice. Someone couldn't pay the price, and I'm afraid I had to rake him across the calls. Yes, I've had the odd complaint, but on the whole, I've been a saint to those poor, unfortunate souls. Oh, Ariel.
Okay. Again, for the sake of this performance, Titus is gonna really, really like boil down that whole like speech, that whole interaction between Ursula and Ariel. You're also gonna see or hear a little bit of cursing, which I imagine is probably not Disney approved, and frankly might be one of the reasons why Disney's never gonna go for this, because Titus went and added curse words. But keep an ear out, and I guess spoiler warning.
What's it gonna be? You wanna go up there and be with Princey Pooh? Or stay down here with me? You'll have your looks. Your so-so face. And don't underestimate the power of body language. The men up there don't like a lot of blabber.
Yeah.
They think a girl who gossips is a bore. Yes, on land is much preferred for ladies not to say a word. And after all, dear, what is idle prattle for? Come on! They're not all that impressed with conversation. True gentlemen avoid it when they can. And they'll dote and swoon fawn on a lady who's withdrawn. It's she who holds her tongue that gets a man. Come on, you poor, unfortunate soul.
So, I mean, before you guys blow up the comment section, let me just call this out and be very clear. Ursula's the bad guy. The bad person. Like, the villain. Villain's a good word for it. Ursula, as the villain, is presenting villainous ideas of what men want, of what women's roles should be. This is being presented by the person who the audience, we, are supposed to be disagreeing with because she's bad. And so those ideas of, you know, women should hold their tongue, and that's not what men don't want, somebody who talks. She's pitching this to sell the idea of Ariel giving up her voice in the story. But this is obviously, like, this is a bad person that is suggesting this, which also suggests that these are bad ideas. Having said all of that, Titus dropping into the sort of the monologue-y part. It's not really a monologue, because in the real version, there's sort of a back and forth between Ursula and Ariel, where Ariel's like not really sure if that's what she wants to do. Ursula's trying to sell her on it, and this is, you know, a performance of just the song, and so it makes a lot of sense to sort of cut through all of that and just deliver a much truncated version of that interaction. You get the idea of what's happening for the sake of this performance, without having to have another actor playing Ariel, without having to have somebody to play off of, and that whole interaction. I imagine that piano player is probably not interested in a wig.
Go ahead! Make your choice. I am a very busy woman, and I haven't got all day.
I'm gonna back that up. But just calling out again, Titus, go ahead. Just spitting that out there. Make your choice. It's so hard. The delivery is so spiteful and so strong because Ursula is getting annoyed that she's having to sell it this hard. Come on, it's a simple decision. You're wasting my time here. Just do it. Probably hasn't sold a lot of cars in her day. That never works. All right, I'm gonna back this up because we're actually coming up to a really cool moment too. You're about to see Titus do the one. So there's one part of this song that really sold me on this performance. I was enjoying this performance already, and then when I saw this next part that's what completely sold me on Titus as the character, because it's completely different from any version of this song that I've ever seen or heard.
Go ahead. Make your choice. I am a very busy woman, and I haven't got all day. It won't cost much. You poor, unfortunate soul.
Implying it instead of singing it because the audience knows the words and they know how this song goes. And so instead of saying just your voice, he just mouths it. He sells it with a gesture. In rhythm, like it's part of the song. He doesn't have to say anything. He's just... It says so much about, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to take your... we don't want to talk about the fact that this is going to be painful and a negative experience for you, but we know what's coming.
So sad, but true. If you want to cross the bridge, well, bitch, you gotta pay the toll. Take a gulp and take a breath and sign this fucking scroll. Flotsam, jetsam, now I gotta go. The boss is on a roll. You poor unfortunate.
Come on, get it. Get it. Big finish. Oh my god. And that's it. That's the end of Tituss Burgess doing Poor Unfortunate Souls. That to me is I honestly, it's a perfect performance. Everything about it, the way he sells it with a gesture. He drops in and out of his singing voice to deliver lines. It's like the singing and the dialogue are part of the same interaction. They're one and the same, and Titus is going to make the audience comfortable with the idea that even though it's being delivered in song, there's a message there that's being delivered, much like it would be if you were having a conversation. And that, to me, that just drew me in even more. This is one of my favorite. This is easily my favorite version of Poor Unfortunate Souls out there. A couple of curse words notwithstanding, I think the curse words actually fit, again, because she's a villain. And she's just a really, really bad person. And so, adding in the curse words just feels very in character. But the idea of acting a song versus singing a song is one that, honestly, that's lived with me since my time doing musical theater in high school. I sort of stumbled my way into the drama department and accidentally landed a role my sophomore year of high school. And then I spent the next 3 years acting. I wanted to do the sound tech stuff. I just wanted to run a soundboard and kind of help with the lighting and, maybe do a bit of audio cues and things like that. But then the director of the play was like, yeah, no problem. Can you just read this real quick? And then they gave me the role of Peter Darling in Peter Pan. or excuse me, not Peter Darling, Mr. Darling, Mr. Darling, excuse me, Mr. Darling and Peter Pan, and then I was in Hello Dolly, I was in Bye Bye Birdie. I did manage to land a tech role for Our Town just because I was kind of busy that semester with doing some other stuff, other stuff that was music related. Funny enough, I was playing in another band at the time. But yeah, this kind of goes back to not only does it touch a special place in my heart as a theater performance versus a musical performance. It's like a singing performance. Yes, he's singing, but and he's doing an incredible job. But there's more to it. He's acting out the song in character. And I think this is just an incredible example of that. I really want to do more of that going forward. As a DJ, I never really get to dive into sort of my musical theater nerd side. And so that's the kind of thing I think that's going to really separate what this project is versus what I do professionally. I play a lot of hip hop and remixes and mashups and rock music, and I try to create like a party vibe whenever I'm playing out at a party or at a convention, or playing in an arcade somewhere or something. Usually that's the vibe that I'm going for. But what's great about this channel and doing this kind of thing on YouTube is that I get to explore other kinds of music, not just like high energy fun stuff. I get to enjoy thick, layered, deep, and intricate performances like this one, like the Prince and Tom Petty and Jeff Lynne one, like the Pentatonics video that I got a chance to review. And believe me when I tell you, there's more Pentatonic stuff coming. There's going to be other performances like this where it's just as much about the acting as it is about the singing. I'm really excited to share more with you all, but that's going to do it for this one. So thank you very much for your time today and for hanging out and watching Tituss Burgess sing Poor Unfortunate Souls. If you enjoyed that, please make sure that you give me a like, subscribe if you want to see more of this from me. This one had a little bit less of a technical breakdown because there really wasn't any equipment on stage to break down. There was a piano and there was Tituss just killing it on a microphone. For the tech nerds, I'm pretty sure that microphone was a wireless variant of the Sennheiser E835, or 865, but I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. That looked like a Sennheiser mic to me, but honestly, who gives a crap? Tituss was singing his face off into that microphone, whatever it was. So thank you for hanging out and enjoying this. If you don't mind, also please make sure that you check out Facebook, Instagram, or patreon.com/DJSwitchPDX to find out more about what I'm doing on those other platforms. And of course, please join us Monday and Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, where I'm doing streaming on Twitch for now. I don't know how long I'll be streaming on Twitch. It sort of depends on a few things. Depends on whether or not they shut me down. But for right now, I'm playing music on Twitch twice a week, Monday and Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. And I hope you guys will join us over there. That's going to do it for me. Thank you very much, and I will see you on the next one.